Was there ever a point? Because I think like the first opinion I ever saw you have that really blew up, that pissed people off, which we can laugh about it, right? I mean, it moves the needle, whatever. I mean, yeah, I tell people, when you put out thousands of opinions like I do or you do, you're just bound to piss somebody off at some point. Like you said, when you're genuine and have an opinion, whatever. But the first one I remember was the Tavian Feaster thing. That was like the first one that really blew up. And there's been some others with, like you mentioned previously, the forever to thee thing. And it's funny because, you know, everybody wants to pile on and hate Marc Ryan. I say everybody. I mean, it's like 1%. I mean, really, but it's just the loud majority or loud sector, the mob, if you will, on Twitter. But it's been funny watching for me, because I think people want me to jump on that. And I'm sure there's going to be people, oh my God, how could you have Marc Ryan on the show? And it's like, I understand what Marc does, and what people don't realize. And I'm willing to go out on a limb and say this. I don't care how people feel about it. I'm like, guys, you don't get it. Marc is really good at his job. He's got everybody's talking about it. I mean, that's the thing in media. As long as it's not like, you know, malicious or over the line, any attention is good attention. It is. And like you said, the ratings and everything speak for itself. But I guess, what has it been like navigating the waters with South Carolina fans? Because I know you and I have talked about this on your show before. You know, Gamecock fans we've been a little sensitive because of you talk about you being beaten, battered, and bruised and kicked while you're down. That's been South Carolina football fans the last 100 years, especially the last 5 with Will Muschamp, you know, with that whole situation, losing inexplicable games and trying to justify, you know, the team's going in the right direction. Of course, you had somebody like me. I've literally had people ask me, Chris, why do you feel like people think you're the villain of South Carolina? I'm like, I'm a Gamecock fan. So I'm like, if I'm the villain, like, Marc Ryan must be considered the devil. I mean, I don't know. So I guess I'm just curious, like, and I don't know, have you had those same type of run-ins with Clemson fans, like those disagreements? Because I know it's much different with them because, you know, everything's going great. You're winning every game. It's easy to be positive, right? I mean, you're winning every game. Like, what is there to complain about? But what has it been like navigating those social media waters specifically?
The Gamecocks are actually far more interesting than Clemson is.
Dude, I tell people, not to cut you off, I tell people all the time it's crazy because I put out 5 shows a week. And of course, you go on the radio 5 days a week. And people are like, man, like, how do you have enough to talk about? And I'm like, dude, I don't know if it's just we're that interesting or we have more drama than any school in the entire country. But I'm telling you, it would feel like almost irresponsible to only do 2 shows a week. There's something to talk about every single day with this team.
I'll show you. I got my rundown for today behind you. Right. If people in Columbia want to tune in, just download the Odyssey app and the Odyssey app, and you can get us right there on the Odyssey app. Just look for ESPN Upstate. But I have on the rundown today, how will we know if Beamer has had a successful first season?
Yeah.
Well, that needs to be quantified somehow, right?
Yeah.
Is it a bowl game? If it's not a bowl game, because the ESPN FPI said they're going to win 4.5 games, so either 4-8 or 5-7, I think they can go 6-6. If they go 6-6, then they can go 7-6, right? Then we said, what should the expectations be? Well, year 2, win 8 games, including the bowl game. Year 3, win 9 games. Year 4, win 10 games. Sometime in the first 5 years, beat Clemson. Have significant expectations. That's a good thing. But I think somehow, some way, whether it's a feeling, a vibe from the fan base, a tangible win total, we've got to know if Beamer had a successful first season or not. I also have on the rundown, to what degree do baseball and the Lady Gamecocks mute the disappointment from basketball and football? So these different things that we cover. But it's interesting. You mentioned the Tavian Feaster thing. What was funny about that, Chris, was that both sides were angry at me.
That's how you know you're doing your job. That's how you know you're doing your job.
The Clemson fans were like, he can go wherever he wants. If Tavian Feaster had that decision to make again, he doesn't do it because you forever damage the relationship. With
now they both dislike you. I mean, really, when you think like both, you're tainted in both their eyes now.